Have you ever felt like your prayer life is kinda a one-way street? You talk, you ask, you pour out everything on your heart, and then nothing. Well, today, we're going to explore how to flip that script, how to turn that monologue into a real two-way conversation. We're moving from just talking to God to actually talking with Him. So let's dive in.
So, let me just ask you straight up. Is your prayer a monologue? Just think about it for a second. Do you ever feel like you're the only one talking? You run through your list of requests, your worries, your problems, and then you say amen and just get on with your day. If you do, you're definitely not alone. But what if there's a much deeper way to connect?
And this slide, it really breaks it down, doesn't it? On the left, you've got talking to God. It's basically a list, a one-way speech. You talk, you leave. But look at the right side, talking with God. That's all about connection, relationship, and this is the game changer. You talk, and then you listen. That's the shift we're talking about.
So maybe we need to just redefine prayer altogether for a minute. It's not supposed to be this spiritual transaction where we just drop off our list of needs. At its absolute core, prayer was designed to be a conversation. The whole point is genuine connection. It's not about what you can get, it's about the relationship you can build.
I absolutely love this analogy. God is not a cosmic suggestion box where we just dump our complaints and our wish lists, hoping someone checks it later. No way. He is a father. And what does a good father do? He doesn't just sit there passively. A father engages, he responds, and he truly desires a real relationship with his kids.
And listen, this isn't just some nice, fluffy idea. It's a rock-solid promise right from the Bible. Check out Jeremiah 3:3. It doesn't say, call to me and maybe I'll hear you. It doesn't say, call to me and I'll think about it. It says plain and simple, I will answer you. The invitation for a two-way chat is right there in black and white.
And here's the other side of that conversation, which is just as important. In John 10:27, Jesus says, my sheep hear my voice. He doesn't say my sheep are really good at talking to me. He just assumes that hearing his voice is a totally normal part of the deal. So the big question isn't really, does God still speak? The real question is, are we actually carving out any time to listen?
Okay, so how do we actually do that? How do we get started with this whole listening thing? Well, this next part is all about the how-to. We're going to walk through some super simple, practical first steps to get you comfortable with practicing silence. All right, here's a really simple challenge for you. First, just pray honestly. Don't stress about finding fancy, elegant words. Just say what's really on your heart. Second, when you get to amen, just don't move. Don't jump up and run off to the next thing. And third, just wait. Just intentionally stay put in the quiet for like 30 to 60 seconds. That's all.
Now, I'm going to be real with you. That 60 seconds might feel super awkward at first. Your brain might start racing with your to-do list. That's totally normal, so don't worry. But something really powerful starts to happen in that intentional, even uncomfortable quiet. Your mind begins to calm down, the static starts to fade, and your heart begins to align. You're creating a space where you can actually hear.
This whole thing really starts with just being honest. Like Psalm 62 verse 8 says, pour out your heart before Him. You can't have a real conversation with anyone if you're not being real yourself, right? Sincerity is the foundation. Once you've honestly shared what's going on inside, you're just naturally more open to getting a response.
Okay, so you're doing it. You're waiting in the silence. But what exactly are you listening for? It's probably not going to be a booming voice from the clouds. So let's talk about a few of the more common, gentle ways God often communicates.
So during that quiet time, you might suddenly feel this unexplainable peace about a situation that's been stressing you out. Or maybe a really specific, helpful thought that you know didn't just come from you pops into your head, and it lines up with what the Bible teaches. It could be a gentle nudge, a feeling of reassurance, or even a specific Bible verse that just comes to mind out of nowhere. These are the kinds of subtle but powerful ways God often speaks.
Doing this once is great, but the real key to changing your prayer life is turning this into a consistent, daily habit. It's about learning to wait, not just with patience, but with this feeling of real expectation. Psalm 5:3 gives us the perfect model for this. The writer says, I lay my requests before you and wait expectantly. Did you catch that? He doesn't just pray and forget about it. He prays and then he waits, actively looking for God to show up and respond. It's a totally different posture. So here's a simple morning routine you can try. Start your day by laying your requests before God. Then, do your 60 seconds of quiet waiting. Keep a little notebook nearby and just jot down anything that comes to mind.
any feelings, ideas, or verses. Then, and this is so important, go about your day looking for confirmations. You'll start to notice how he guides you, and it helps you get more and more tuned into his voice over time.
And let's wrap up with this incredible image. So often, we think this is about us trying to break down heaven's door to get God's attention. But this verse flips that whole idea on its head. It's the other way around. He's already there. He's standing at the door of your heart, and he's the one knocking. He is always initiating the conversation.
So really, the final question is a simple one for you. As we've seen, God is already there. He's knocking. He's inviting you into something deeper than just a monologue. He's waiting for you to just pause for just a moment and listen. So, will you open the door?